Hello Commanders, have you ever wondered how I went from some noob with a Sidewinder to a pro with billions of credits and a fleet carrier? Okay, probably not, but it makes a good, never mind, okay. Today I'm just gonna make a video on my story in Elite Dangerous. I started playing Elite in early July of 2022, so first I was really excited because, it was summer break, which meant that I could play for long periods of time. Therefore, I progressed a bit slowly. When I started, I just started like every single player, and I was a bit scared, and I stayed in the Pause Federation for a week, and grinded money meanwhile. I upgraded my original Sidewinder to a Cobra Mark III, which my dad recommended, and yes, he played Elite on the Apple II in the 80s, and played a little bit of Elite Dangerous when I didn't. After I got my Cobra, I kept making money by bounty hunting. At this point, I didn't know that I could just find wanted pilots everywhere, so I was heavily dependent on missions to spawn pirates. I did barely any research here, or even watched a beginner's guide, so I had a lot of trouble making sufficient progress in understanding the game. Eventually, I left the Pause Federation starter zone and decided to get an Alliance Chieftain, because I saw how good it was on the pilot video. I grinded slowly but steadily with my bounty hunting Cobra with barely any weapons and stuff in it. After a few days, I had barely enough money to afford a Chieftain, so I bought it. I was really happy when I bought it, even if I had barely any money for rebuys and weapons, but hey, just let me have my fun. So from here, I just bounty hunted over and over again, finally upgrading to a Python, which sucked at combat, so I sold it and got a Crate Mark II instead. This time I had plenty of money to spend, and had a better build, which included a fighter hangar. I just kept bounty hunting over and over again until I found new ways to profit. At about the beginning of August, I decided to make money faster by mining, definitely because I saw these videos of massive profits by mining. However, these were outdated, and I didn't know that these insane money-making methods were nerfed years ago in 2020. So I went following the tutorials and mined for low-temperature diamonds. I barely got any of them. That's great. At least I got more money, right? 26 million credits per hour was actually far better than bounty hunting. I repeated this, and it got better and better stuff, including Anaconda, which was really exciting for me at the time. I just grinded and grinded, until I decided to get Imperial Navy auxiliary ranks for the Imperial Cutter. Guess what? It's not for mining, it was for trading. As I went to the Nagalan or whatever systems for the Imperial rank grind, I spent hours and hours grinding between stations, hauling data, etc. After a couple days, I finally had the rank of Duke to get the Cutter. After grinding a bit more money and selling my Anaconda, I bought the Cutter to start a new career, trade. Now, trading got me a lot of money. I made hundreds of millions of credits in a month or so, even receiving 1 billion credits sometime in October. This was a massive success. From here, I started to engineer now that my credits were taken care of. I started to discover new ways to receive materials, went to Robigo to get missions with material rewards, and more. Also, I joined the Black Swan Squadron, probably one of the most friendliest and best online groups I've ever joined. Shout out to them. From late November, I became interested in AX combat as the Star World War had its invasion of the bubble. Like all pilots, my first attempts were, let's say, unfavorable. I died tens of times trying to fight a Cyclops interceptor, but eventually, sometime in December, I got my first Cyclops. This was probably one of my best achievements in Elite, I have to say. So after that, I got bored of AX. Yeah, I understand. Why did you quit there? You should have gone after a Basilisk. Nah man, to be honest, I was too lazy to learn how to cold orbit. As I walked out of the AX battlefields, I saw something new and powerful. A fleet carrier. I wanted that carrier so bad. Ever since I figured out that a fleet carrier is very useful, I just grinded money 24/7. I got good money, but I realized that the progress was very slow, so I searched for new methods. Around February, I discovered AFK farming for Type 10. I started doing this and got some real good money, even discovering the Pods Trade Network that also has a massacre mission sharing service that got me billions in mere days. Thank you PTN pilots, and I definitely owe you one. Anyways, I got my first fleet carrier mid-March, and I was so hyped. And now that leads us to the present. Currently, as of recording, 28th of May, 2023, I'm currently on this expedition right now with some other community members called the Horizons 1 expedition. Now we're just heading up there, actually literally up there. We're heading above the galaxy to get a nice view, and I'm planning to come back anytime soon. So that's what I'm doing right now. Anyways, that's really it for today, Commanders, and that was my story in Elite Dangerous. In the comment section, you can also give a brief summary of your own story as well. 07.